back. J-Dubb here. Is the YouTube community dying? There's been a bunch of videos popping up lately discussing the welfare of the YouTube community. Dan Brown, Pogobat, made a video a couple months ago basically saying that the term YouTube community is irrelevant now because YouTube, the website, just has too many users and it's far too big to be anything called a community. Will of DC made a video in collaboration with Steve Green talking about YouTube partners who are just kind of isolating themselves, and they're afraid to leave kind of their own shells and their own branding, and how networks and things like that are going to win out over these people. Obviously, Ben Hughes made a video in response to that one, which I found particularly interesting. And one thing I found interesting about, obviously, Ben's video is he talked about how there's really nothing new about what's going on right now. Everything just kind of things on YouTube tend to kind of cycle around between, you know, this sort of doomsday talk and thriving community, and I agree with him. You know, I've been on YouTube, I've been watching videos since 2005, 2006, I've been posting videos since the beginning of 2007, and I've seen this all happen before. YouTube is always changing and growing, but the YouTube community, it's always tended to survive and kind of preserve itself. For a while, I've considered 2009 to be the doomsday era for the YouTube community. There will be wars, there will be plagues, there will be famines, there will be over 9,000 locusts. Late 2008 into 2009, it was a time where people felt kind of disillusioned and kind of abandoned by YouTube, the corporation and the website. And a lot of community-oriented people left and just kind of disappeared from YouTube. We had the whole HuluTube crisis where people were worried that YouTube was going to become Hulu and kind of put the YouTube users on the back burner. You know, they created that shows tab where you can watch TV shows and movies just like Hulu. You know, the Hulu section of YouTube isn't even there anymore just because that's not what YouTube is. That's not why people use YouTube. YouTube is community driven. I felt that YouTube had become, that the community had disappeared and it had become more of a star search. Before this, I only had 5 other YouTube channels. That's only 5 opportunities a day for you to see my face in the featured section. Now, there's 1 more. You know, I lost interest and gave up for a while until about spring 2010. I kind of got nostalgia for the old YouTube community. Basically what happened was spring of 2010, I came to the decision that I wanted to be a part of the YouTube community. I decided that I wasn't going to let the YouTube website or other YouTube users make or break what the community was for me. And what I found was there was a perfectly thriving YouTube community. It had survived, it had preserved itself. You know, there had been a lot of changes on YouTube, a lot of changing of faces, you know, things like that. But regardless of how much it had expanded, I found that the YouTube community was still there, and I had a great time that year. So yeah, basically I'm seeing a lot of the same stuff happening now. You know, there's a lot of changes that are scaring people. You know, we got this new partnership thing, which is kind of a bummer because basically it means that the new partners are going to be people who put up the viral cat video or the talking goat video rather than the people who have a growing audience. But you know, that's gonna hurt YouTube. And remember, these changes don't always last. I mean, back in 2008, 2009, we had that premium most viewed thing where partner channels came up first in search results with that little red triangle on the corner of the screen, and that didn't last. I mean, you know, people have been getting freaked out by changes on YouTube for years, but the YouTube community has found ways to preserve itself. You know, these partners who the Will of DC talked about, the ones who isolate themselves, they're just going to become stagnant and kind of burn out. New people are going to replace them. You know, it's the same thing that happened before. There's nothing new about it. So basically, the point of this video is if you want the YouTube community to survive, you have to be the YouTube community. You know, you're not going to get spoon-fed the community by the YouTube corporation or by other YouTube users. You have to take the personal responsibility and decide what you want the community to be. So, let's cut the doomsday BS and have a good year this year. And you better enjoy it, because the world's going to end in 2012. And then there's that.